The Ichimoku defines support and resistance levels. Trading directions shows momentum and provides trading signals. Even though the Ichimoku cloud may seem complicated when viewed on the price chart, it's actually the rather straightforward indicator. The concepts are easy to understand and the signals are well defined. Ichimoku takes multiple average plots them to the chart and use this finger to complete a cloud which attempts to forecast there the price may find support or resistance level in the future. The Ichimoku cloud consists of the 5 lines: convergence lines, baselines, Wagon span, Wagon span A, Wagon span B. First, first component conversion line, also known as the taken ascent. The conversation lines show the support term price momentum on this on its own. It shows the main point price over the last 9 period, which is the dreadful value for this indicator. Conversion line signals an area of the minor support and resistance level. If the market price is above the conversions line, this indicates a short-term upward momentum and you would want to convert it on the buying signals. If the price is below conversion line, this shows the short-term downward momentum and you would want to search for the selling signals. An increasing conversions line, meaning the upward slope, indicates an upward trend. Decreasing conversions line, meaning the downward slope, indicates a downward trend due to the very short-term nature of the indicator. It is not typically used on its own, but rather used to the conjunctions with the other element of the Ichimoku cloud. Second component is the baseline, and also known as the Chui-sen of the confirmation line. The baseline serves as the signal of the support and resistance level on the medium term. The baseline is the main point of the high and the low price over the last 26 period on its own. The baselines can also be used to analyze the price momentum. When the price is above the baseline, it means the price is above 26 period main point and therefore has the upwards base. If the price is below the baseline, it is below the main point price and therefore has the downturns base. An increased slope of the baseline indicates an upward trend. A decreasing slope of the baseline indicates the downward trend unless there is the very strong trend to the baseline will often appear near a price. When the baseline is often to increase or a near price, it is not as useful or helping to evaluate the trend directions. Third component, Wagon Span, also refer the Chico span. The Wagon Span is created by the plotting closing price 26 period behind the latest closing price in the instrumental. This wagon lines is designed to allow the traders to visualize the relationships between the current and the prior trends, as well as to spot potential trend reversals. One of the key ways to use to indicator is to view it relationships with the current price. When the price is below the lagging span, this is actually the indicates that it is the strength into the price and the moving higher. When the price appears above the lagging line, this is the often in the indications there is the weakness in the price. If it appears that the lagging line is about to cross above the prior price line, it would be bullish confirmation signs, while the span that the crossing underneath would be a bearish confirmation sign. Trading signals based on the Chico span are strongest when they doesn't touch or cross over any prior candles. Any indications with the past price lines is the indication of the choppy or the sideways market. If the wagon line descended quickly into the past price line, it could be the sign of the exhaustion for the 80th. Forex component Kumo cloud, which is formed from two lines within span in the within span. The Kumo clouds provide a support resistance level that can be projected into the future. This sets the Ichimoku cloud apart from many other technical indicators that only provide the support and resistance levels for the current date and time. The uptrend is stranded when the Wagon Span A green line is rising and above the within span B red could line. This situation produced the green could conversely. A downtrend is reinforced when the wagon span A green could line is falling and below the wagon span B red could line. This situation produced the red cloud. Because of the cloud is shift forward 26 period, it also provides a glimpse of the future support or resistance. If it's thick, then the support resistance is the strong, depending on the position in the price in relation to the cloud. By contrast, if it is thin, the SR levels are conversely weak, generally if the price is above the Kumo. Then there's the uptrend in the place and or more buying opportunities. If the price below the Kumo, it is under raising and it is better to be looking for the short instead of the long. The long price actions stays above or below the Kumo, the stronger the trend and the more support resistance the Kumo offers. The Kumo can very effective or the long. This because the price will stay on the side of the Kumo cloud during the trend. The farther the price action is from it, the stronger the trend and more the volatile it is. Generally, you should avoid the trading inside the Kumo cloud as it signals a preview of the indecisions. As the type of the moving average system, Ichimoku signals are generated by the crovers of the key lines. When the Tenkan conversation lines cross over the Kijun baseline, it's generally a buying signal. A signal to sell the appears when the Tenkan conversation line crosses below the Kijun baseline. By the Ichimoku theory, the signals are not created equal, and this is where the cloud comes to play. If the two lines cross the downside while the current price are above the cloud, only a weak sell signal generated. The strongest the sell signal appears when the downside conversation occurs while the price are below the clouds, essentially signaling that the fresh weakness is now evident within the overall downtrend. The same guideline applied to the upside crossover generally by signals and the location of the current price to the cloud, with the strongest buying signal coming from the upside crossover while the prices are above the cloud. There are the several examples of the conversion line based line crossover with the Kumo cloud as the filter. The Chico Wagon Span provides yet another way to evaluate the strength of the crossover signals given by the Tenka conversations line in the Kijun baseline. Remember that the Chico Wagon Span is simply today's crossing price projection 26 days into the past, providing the clear look of the today's market level reaction to the easiest price. If the sell signal is generated on the downside crossover and the Chico Wagon Span is below the price canvas, the signal is considered stronger. If the crossover the upside occurs, the Chico Wagon Span is above the price when a higher probability is attached to the buy signal. Again, the idea is to the crossover is the direction of the overall trend is considered more powerful than that is against the trend. The crossover between the span lines from the Kumo cloud is another trading strategy used by the traders. Is a similar fashion to the moving average crossover. However, remember that the lines of the cloud are projected forward by the 26 period when they're within the span A to the Kumo cloud cross was above. Span B, it's the price of the projections above the Kumo cloud, where are the stronger buy signals when the within span of the Kumo cloud cross below the span B and the prices are positioned below the Kumo cloud. We have the strong selling signal when the within span A of the Kumo cloud crosses above the span B, but the prices are the positions below the Kumo cloud when they have a weak buy signals when the within span A of the Kumo cloud cross below the span B and the price positions above the Kumo cloud. We have the weak signal. Another trading techniques involves into the Kumo cloud breakout. This signal occurs when the price cuts through the Kumo cloud. When the price enters the Kumo cloud and breaks its upper line, we have the bullish signal. When the price hits the Kumo and breaks its lower line, we have the bearish signal. If the price is clearly above or below it, then the price actions breaks the Kumo. It can often signal the reversal. There's several factors which increase the chances of the reversal, such as the kitchen of the Kumo when the broken, the amount of the time that the price actions has been on the side of it, how far price actions are moved below the touch and breaking the Kumo, and also the time frame. Ichimoku relies on the three different time period in the calculations 9, 26 and 54. Japanese financial market used to be open and trading on Saturdays, meaning that the trading weeks was 6-day long. As a result, the number of the 9 represented the week of the half of the trading 26 equal the number of the trading days in the typical months at 30 minutes of the Sundays and the 52 equals 2 months of the trading days. Japanese markets now trade on the 5 days per week, so some particular of the Ichimoku suggestions resides in the permanent to the 7, 22 and 44. In my experience, however, the traditional dreadful settings of the 9, 26 and 52 have performed the best. Ichimoku does have the illumination, so let's face it, the indicator can make the chart look busy with all the lines. To recommend with this, depending on your trading needs, central lines can be hidden. For example, all the lines can be hidden except of the Wagon Span A and the B, which creates the clouds. You need to focus on the which lines provides the most information for you, and then consider having the rest if the lines are distractions. Another limitation of the Ichimoku clouds is that it's based on the historical data, while 2 of these data points in the future, the cloud can also become irrelevant for the long period of the time as the price remains way above it, below it. At the times like this, the conversation lines, based lines, and their crossovers become more important as they generally stay closer to the price. As always, if you find value in the learn something new, leave us a like and show us support. Subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to stay notified with when we release new videos. Until next time.